and really since that Northwestern game, I think we've had multiple scenarios where it's been we have to win this game. So I think that it's probably prepared us very well for that tournament setting of one and done, and I think that we'll be ready to look to that challenge.
Something out last year's tournament, do you get a different perspective from seeing the game from the sideline? Is there anything that you can draw from maybe watching it?
The Intimate Tournament, it's a lot different than the regular season because the warm-ups are different, whereas you don't get to shoot before the game, and you only have 25 minutes to get warmed up. Also, the crowds are much different. You don't have such a lopsided crowd. It's in some certain, like I'm sure with our game against St. Mary's, it'll be a very just neutral crowd because there'll be a lot of people from Omaha there. So I think it's kind of different than what you're used to, and you can just draw on your past experiences to kind of get used to that.
For a lot of guys say they don't know a lot about St. Mary's, but is there something that Purdue does maybe that's unique that if St. Mary's doesn't know a lot about Purdue, that it might be a mismatch for them?
That's a good question. I think defensively we've been a lot better here in the last few weeks. That Ohio State game kind of got away from us a little bit, but I think just the defense that we do play could kind of be different to that of the West Coast. I know the West Coast is kind of known to be run and gun, but I would say that's probably the biggest difference.
Going into this game, I know you have 5 days to prepare, but is this a game you think you could be more physical, maybe assert some physicality, big time style as opposed to what they do?
Sure, I think so. And honestly, I really don't know what their style is, so that could be what they do. But I guess if just from drawing on past watching St. Mary's from 2 years ago when they made that run, I know they had the big guy, but they had a lot of guys that could shoot threes as well. So I think that if we can play to a Big Ten style game, it will definitely be to our advantage. I think we had a very good idea that we were in the tournament, so it wasn't too stressful. I know as we were watching the selection show, we were all kind of joking but half serious. I hope we're not getting left out here, or they didn't forget about us. So it was definitely good to hear our names called. It was just a little bit later than we thought it would be.
That said, looking back at the past few days, what have those been like? What are the next few like? Getting ready for a new opponent, like you said, you don't really know a lot about.
Yeah, and this is where you kind of draw on those preseason tournaments you play in for some, I guess, just some help, because we really don't know anything about these teams, especially St. Mary's, because they're on the West Coast and you just don't get to see them play a whole lot because they're playing so late at night. So I think you got to really get involved in the scouting report. You got to watch a lot of film and really prepare yourself to play against them.
I think it does, but I think it keeps you hungry. Because when you're like last year, we're wondering if we're gonna get the 2 seed, 3 seed, we're gonna be in Chicago. We're worried about locations, and this team, you just want to make sure you get in just to play. So I think this team probably is gonna appreciate the moment a little bit better, just because of how hard we had to fight to make sure we were in there.
Just when you're watching the selection show today, what you're used to, you see a 10.
It was crazy because it's like, we were the last region, and it's like 4 picks left, and you're like, wait, I know they said we're locked to get in, but I don't see your name, and so your stomach just kind of gets weary. And once you see your name, it's just excitement again, and just knowing, the seed's not actually bad.
Yeah.
Once you're in. So the matchup was good, and just get excited.
I mean, was part of you kind of rooting against that 8-9 game too?
Honestly, I'm a basketball guy, so I was kind of looking at things, and some of the matchups weren't in our best favor, obviously, and you want to get a crack at it. And I was like, I really don't want this 8 or 9 unless something just crazy happens. But whatever we got, I was just willing to play.
Sure.
I just watched them once. I watched them in the conference championship against Gonzaga. I know they're physical. They got a real good point guard that controls that team. I know they got a little bit of size on them, but they're not really a mid-major in some sense, because them and Gonzaga always kind of get to the tournament and they're used to the big stage, so I know it's going to be a tough and physical game.
You guys had to play in so many big games the last couple of weeks just to get here. Is there enough gas left in the tank to?
Definitely, I think so.
You worry sometimes about maybe peaking too soon.
Yeah, and you kind of look at it in the silver lining. Us losing to Ohio State, now we get these 2 days off. We go to practice tomorrow, but we don't play till Friday, so Coach probably won't kill us early. We can get shots up kind of slowly but surely, get into the St. Mary's stuff and what they like to do, and just get some treatment. And I think it'll be all right for us because we're scoring and hitting our stride in the right time.
It's a very big deal. I think the prestige of the NCAA tournament is a very high thing, and anytime you can make it, to play 4 years in a row in the big dance, it's truly a blessing and a great opportunity for me.
Ryan, I know that knowing you watch a lot of basketball, and have you happened to watch any St. Mary's this year? I watched their game against Gonzaga last Monday, but have you watched them? If so, what do you think of them?
I did see their game against Gonzaga. I did watch a little bit of that. Obviously, a very good team, a very well coached team. other than that, I don't know a lot about them. Hopefully this break here, I guess from Sunday night to Friday afternoon or night, that we can take this time and watch some film and cut some film on them and take the opportunity to really prepare well for them.
Your gut feeling, Ryan? How will this group respond, to this NCAA tournament coming off that game against the Buckeyes?
I think the outlook in the locker room after the game was very positive. I think it was obviously a tough loss, but I think we know that we got a lot of basketball to play left. And like I said, hopefully we can be very well prepared for St. Mary's on Friday, and hopefully go out there and get another NCAA tournament win.
Brian, to be a senior in 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances, I mean, does it come in commonplace for you guys? Do you take it for granted at all that you're going to go to the tournament every year?
Absolutely not. I think the hearts were racing and everyone was kind of jittery in the room upstairs when the selection show was going on, and that's definitely not something you ever take for granted as playing the NCAA tournament, because the parity in college basketball is unbelievable right now, and to make it is